What do you get when you cross a sheep with a porcupine? An animal that can make its own sweaters.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 103. And we will be discussing my 2023 knit goals, and as well as going over last year's and see what I failed to do. This episode also has finished objects, works in progress, and squishy mail. So yay. It is like 60 degrees in here. It's really cold. And there's like a fan. It's like a heated fan, but by the time it gets to me, it's just blowing cold air on me. So it's like even colder. But Lola's sleeping in front of it, so whatever. I do have some updates to you. If you have been following I don't know what's happening over at Ravelry right now. I talked a bit in my last episode about what happened with a customer buying one of my patterns, and Ravelry just messed up the whole thing. And I emailed for support, and they emailed back and said, I don't understand what's happening. Can you explain it? And so I explained it and never heard back a week later. So I sent another message. Is there anything to tell me? Do you know what's going on? Still haven't heard back. So I have decided to close my shop on Ravelry. My patterns will still be in their database, but I'm going to move all of them to my website. So if they are already in your library now, you'll still have them, but otherwise they will only be available on my website, and you should be able to download them and also open them from the website if you want to work that way. You should be able to then use Dropbox to put them in your Knit Companion if you need to. I don't know what else to do because I can't get an answer back, and I don't want to open that up and lose more money. So I'm just going to offer my patterns for free right now. And, leave it to you that if you really like a pattern and you use it a lot, maybe consider hitting that donate button and give me like $5 or something, whatever. 'Cause I just don't want to deal with it anymore. What I am wearing, you're not going to be able to see hardly. This is a What About That Brioche from Mahalia Designs. Lisa Hanna's. I'll put a link in the description box below. I made this with, I think it was 3 skeins of Cash Aran, because we know that's my favorite. And then this in the middle was some Juniper Moon Farms, I think. Something like that. And so one side you get the red is dominant and the black is, hidden. And then, but the way I wear it, the black is dominant. So you only get this whisper of this burgundy through here. This is my favorite. Because it's black, it's squishy, it's huge, it's warm, and there's a little bit of color. And that's exactly how I like it. And it's hidden because it's in the brioche. So I love it. Okay, so I have whips for you first. We're going to do whips first. My table is not here anymore, so I have to just go off the floor, which is really annoying. Okay, so my first whip is the double layer hat that we're doing with the leftovers of the Twists and Turns Make Along. This has been slow going because I can't do this at nighttime because it's too dark and I don't have enough light in my bedroom to do this. So I've been having to do this at other times. I'm also not sure because we're going off a Ravelry project notes, so not an actual pattern. We're going off the notes, and the person, I don't know if it's he or she, they give you row counts. So they said did the increases and then worked in main color for this many rounds, right? The only problem is I don't know how long the hat is. It's not on anybody. It's just laying there flat. So it looks like it might not have any type of slouch. And I like slouch in my hats because I might be wearing a bun or just trying to toss all my hair up there, which is, sometimes I don't want all my hair there. But I don't mind the slouch at the back either, just in case. So I have to measure one of these that is already made. But I know that's done in an MCN base, which means the yardage is probably like $4.25 probably. So I have so much of this I will have leftovers. So I'm trying to figure out how big I want to make it before I start adding in the other color. So I still have to figure that out. Have not figured that out yet. Not that I've been worrying about it at all. My second project I started yesterday. It is our DK knit top in the, what is this? Uru Cotton Basic. Uru yarn, Cotton a Basic. Colorway is Stardust. This is from Knitcrate. We've already made the cropped version of this, so this is the full version. I'm almost at the part where I add stitches to the back. Love how this works up. Really, really nice how it works up. So those are not very impressive whips. I also have the burdock shawl that I have not yet restarted. Just because I just finished everything last night, and then I woke up this morning and I've been preparing for this. So please don't get distracted by my lips often are bleeding, so no one knows why. Okay, so finished. First is the Brianna Reunion Capelet Cowl by Scottish Princess. I can't put this on because I have this on, so I can't show you. But I did finish it. You can't see it because it's black. It is not as stiff as I wanted it to be, but it's good enough, and I'm going to call it done. I also have the entire fourth skein here. So this used up exactly 3. And you don't want to go any longer because it just goes around your neck like this, right? So I couldn't make it any longer. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that stuff because I don't particularly like it. I might just throw it away. The dye is fine. I can see variation. I don't know if you can see the variation in the I really think that had to do with the twists in the yarn because it was a single ply. It was not very here I can show you. You can see that here, but then at the end it just went insane. And as I was working, I hate this yarn. Surprise! Hate this yarn. This is Novita something. Huga. I did not like this because as you work with it, it twists, it gets twistier and twistier. So as I had to untwist, it and then work it. It kept twisting and twisting and twisting. So I'm over here doing this with the whole cake, like trying to untwist, get the kinks set, because it's rolling up on itself, and I'm like, no, it's getting really, really thin, and I'm like, no. I am probably just going to throw this out. I actually, you know what? I'm going to put it with my Patterns Roving, because I could make another yarn bowl out of this. This would felt nicely. So I'll turn this into my extras into a felting project, because one skein of this is more than enough for a yarn bowl. I haven't decided if I'm going to over dye. I'm okay with the color. It's a pretty, standard hand dyed. If I had really wanted it black, I could have done, an extra gram or two, and I didn't, and I still could. I mean, I could still pop this in with some dye and it'd be fine. I'm just not sure if I care enough. So I wear this when I don't wear my winter jacket, because my winter jacket has a very tall, stiff collar for the wind. So I usually wear something like this inside of the coat. So this goes on when I'm wearing a cardigan, like a heavy cardigan, and it goes on as like a neck warmer for when it's, so this does not get like snowing weather. This is probably spring and fall. So that's finished finally, the fourth try, right? We got it. I also finished the Abrazo. Not happy. I ended up doing the small because the large that told me what would fit me, this is why I hate when they go by bust size. Because that's the biggest part of me. The rest of me is like not the same size. So the arms are ridiculously thin. They're like tank top. Like, it looks weird on. They look really, really thin. My other problem is the armholes are huge. So here's what I want to do. First of all, I want to make another one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how big I need the armhole to be, because the armhole is just too big. And I know if I go around, it says to finish with a single crochet all around, and that would like tighten it up here and tighten it up here, but they're not even, which bothers me. Also, the back is weird. You got this thing right here, this weird part in the back. I don't like that either. I'm going to pull it back to before any of this shaping happens. I also didn't do any of the shaping. I didn't, because I didn't think it needed it, and it doesn't. So I'm going to rip back to before all of this happens, and I'm going to redesign all of this. The first thing I'm going to do, the neckline's fine. I love the size of the neckline. These need to be a way longer, way thicker. And this back needs to not be like this. And then we have to clear up this giant hole here. So this was a size small. I really do like it. It fits well. It's not too tight. In general, I'm not a fan of bulky yarn things, but so this is almost 2 skeins of this. So that means I have 3 left. So even if what I do to this takes up this plus half, I will still have enough to make a second one. So I'm going to redo this like quickly. I have to write it out on paper first is why I'm not like, oh, like this just blocked this morning. I got up and it was blocked this morning. So I'm going to have to rip down and see where we're at and figure out, what size, how many stitches I need over here. And because I really would like to finish it with the single crochets like it calls for. I just feel like we need way more fabric over here for my arms, for my shoulders here. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll have notes for the next one. So once I know what I'm doing, I'll be able to decide how I'm going to do it. Anyway, I think this took like 4 days because I had to restart because I did the wrong size. I did a large and then I did an extra small and then I settled on the small because the large was that big. So I actually started this on the 11th and finished it yesterday on the 15th. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So this takes about the same as my little top. So we're definitely doing another one in black for sure because I do like it. Okay, so I've been going a little bit out of control with my yarn buying lately. After I was like, I'm not buying anything. I'm going to not buy anything for a while because I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for next year. I don't want to buy anything. And then like everything started having sales. This was not a sale. This was, if I had told you, my husband had requested a cotton hat, something lighter that he could wear inside to keep his hair out of his face when he doesn't want his warm hat. So when I was at Around the Table Yarns, I saw this Universal Yarn Bamboo Pop sock. And they had it in 50-gram balls and they did not have enough color. They didn't have enough of any one color for me to make a hat. And he likes gray. I keep telling him that gray is just pastel black. Because, I love black everything. What's really neat about this is it's a little bit elastic. If you have tried the SoCal, what is it? Bamboo. I can't think of the yarn now, but it was elastic. It was bamboo something. Whatever it was that Kobasi, cotton, bamboo. What was that? What was the C? S-E-S-I? Koba silk? Kobasi? Kobas. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was C-O-B-A-S-I. Do you remember that? Anyway, it was pretty elastic. I had bought some of that and then it disappeared. It must have gotten into one of my boxes for donation because I donate a lot of yarn when I don't want it anymore. I just get rid of it, get it out of here because I have so much yarn. Eventually you will see my yarn stash. Eventually. And you'll be horrified as I am every day when I have to look at it. So I bought some other cotton that I did not like as much because there was something about this that it's crimped. It's got this crimpy crimp in it, which I think helps with the elasticity. It is Universal Yarn Bamboo Pop Sock. 55% bamboo, 37% cotton, and 8% PBT. I can't remember what PBT stands for, but it is something elastic from what I looked up and can remember. So this is 100 grams, 492 yards. So this is a lot of yardage. This is probably the longest yardage I've seen in a 100 gram super fine. I'm so excited to see how this works up, these little bumps. It's almost like that boucle. I'm very excited. So because I was ordering, I got one for him. I got one for me too. So we will have cotton, it'll be double layer hats that I make, and we're just gonna use up the whole skein. So mine is for sure going to wait until summer when I have lots of light. His, I will start whenever I feel like it. I'm excited to see how 400, because the last hat I made him was MCN base and it was like 425 yards. He's like, oh, it's not as slouchy as I want it. And I'm like, okay, you're going to get 492. And he's like, okay. So I don't know. Oh, look at my baby. What are you looking at? It's very windy, so things are just flying around out there. I think he's just seeing. So this color, this silver, is, sorry, Storm Cloud. It is a dark gray, very not a charcoal, very dark gray, almost a bluey gray. It's a nice gray. I like it very much. And then this black is Nocturnal. I love it. Nocturnal. You can't see it, but it has the same same type of base. This one isn't falling apart like this one is. Then I got, for an upcoming project, I got some Cascade 220 in the color black, which is 8555 is the color. You are going to see this next week for planning December projects. You'll see this. 2023 knit goals. That sounds like so far in the future. How are we here already? This is just weird. You okay, buddy? You watching stuff? Okay. So, I wanted to go over what my goals for this year were because I forgot I had them. So our my goals for last, let me switch this. My goals for last year were a monthly dye project, which we did. I had started the year with a goal of a monthly crochet project, which I think around June we got rid of that because I wanted to put more thought into my wardrobe, and I felt like I was just doing things to get them to have something to do, and I didn't want to do it. Sport top, we didn't get done. Garments, did we make any garments? Not really. I know I specifically meant sweaters. Design mosaic shawls, we did not get to. Goth colorways, no. Earth Star shawl, no. Remember, I hated that because the cotton yarn was falling. It had all the different plies, and it was splitty, and I didn't like it, so I said no. V-back tee, no, that thing fit like crap. Felted wrap, oh yes, I wanted to make a felted wrap. We still could do that. I do still want to do that. Is still on my list of things to do because it was a felt project and it was a dye project. We could also do that in January. I also wanted to do a monthly quilt square, which I didn't have any time. So I am on track. As of right now, I have 40 finished projects for the year. I'd like to finish 8 more. So if I finish the burdock shawl, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and speak into the microphone at the same time. If I finish the burdock shawl, the double layer hat we've got, that DK knit top, I have another DK knit top, so that'll give us 4, plus the second Abrazo. That will be 5, which means I only have to do 3 more, which could be those 2 hats, because the hats go by pretty fast. I could do 2 hats. I'm trying to get up to 48. So I'm trying to plan how to get 48, but 8 more projects done at the end by the end of this month and next month. I'm not sure I can do it, but I'm gonna try. See, I haven't planned for December yet. That's next week, so hopefully I'll have some way to make up. I'm on a roll today. I think I could get the burdock shawl done this month. I think I can get the other. I'm trying to save the other Abrazo for next month, so that could be our dye project. But I want to get this one done so I have notes on what I want to do. And then I'm just going to keep going with the tops and the hats and just keep going. Boom, boom, boom. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think because I have a top and a hat, and once I fix the Abrazo, I'll just have the burdock shawl, which I could get done. Do I have anything else in my thing? I don't think that's anything else left over. Burdock shawl, top. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then by next week, I'll know what I'm doing for December. So if we want to start any of those early, I'm going to go ahead and do it so I'm not wasting any time. The only thing we'll leave is the Abrazo because it's a dye project, but it's still only an over dye, so it's going to be more. I am going to do a full coverage on that. Full coverage. None of this grays poking through. Full coverage. In addition to this year's goals, I had wanted to do the sport top. The tops I do. I had wanted to get that done in sport and in fingering. I still want to do that. That is still a goal that is going to come down for next year. But I'm just going to focus on the sport weight because I think going sport and fingering, I see it as 2 things, and then I don't want to do it. So we did the shorts, so I have the number I need for the belly of the top. So I can reverse engineer from that. That's the first number I need is the belly, and then I can split the front and the back, and then work the cups backwards, and it should be fine. So here's what I want to do for, I need my pen for this. Do you have to be like holding on to a pen or something and it helps you think better? I swear to God it does for me. So, number 1 thing for my goal for, this is kind of crafting in general, not specifically knitting because it's going to be knitting, sewing, dyeing, other stuff that I just need to make more time for, so I'm not knitting all the time, because this is a hard year to be knitting all the time, and I don't want to do this again next year. I need to change. So the very first thing I want to do is narrow down my goth colorways, because I do actually have goth colorways in my head that I want to do, and I do them on 1 gram. I've shown you my my dye swatches where there is just a 1 gram piece of yarn. I would like to mess around with those some more and get my colors that I want so I can start working that into my wardrobe. However, those colors will not be shared with you because I'm going to be selling them in my shop. So those are not something I'm going to share with you. I might show them to you not as a dye, not for dye project, but I will show them to you on other episodes to show you how close I'm coming with the color. And I might, it still might be dye project then, because I don't want to talk about dyeing stuff when you don't care about dyeing stuff, so I will probably still keep it to dye project. But that is something I will not be giving, because I make all my colors from CMYK colors, so I don't want to give you the exact ratios of what I do for those colors that I'm going to be doing in my shop. I don't mind giving you colors that I'm just messing around with, stuff that's not going to be in my shop, just because I don't want it out there, I guess. I mean, part of this is dumb because I'm like, even if we all use the same colors, we would still all have different ways to do things. But I show you guys a lot of what I do, and even to say, if you did copy me, I don't have customers anyway. Like, you wouldn't be stealing anything from me, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how I feel about it. I kind of want to keep some secrets to myself. I haven't decided. I don't know yet. Because I feel like if I keep the actual colors I use to myself, I can show you the rest of what I'm doing and not feel bad about it. Because then I want you to be able to do exactly what I'm doing, but in colors of your choice. Does that make sense? So I don't mind showing you the rest of what I'm doing, but I don't want to give you the formula to my colors. And so if you want to use like pre-made colors that are already mixed up, like, I don't know what names of, like, tobacco leaf is that. I think that's one that people are trying to get their hands on right now. If you want to use that, I can't tell you how to make that because I don't have it, and I'm not sure I have a color that looks like that. But I could show you how I'm using the colors I'm using, and then you could use that same technique just with colors you like. That might be colors that don't look anything like mine. But I haven't decided if I'm going to give you the colors, but I probably won't. That's where I'm sitting with it right now. If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. I really, really would. I would, one of my other goals is to knit less. I'm going to knit less. I think I'm going to go back to my goal of 2 projects a month, and then I can do more if I want to do more. The problem is I feel like the projects are getting away from me, and I still don't have a sweater. I still don't have things I'm adding to my wardrobe, which was my whole purpose. Was I would like this year to be the year I build my wardrobe. Can we work towards that? Can we work towards putting things in my wardrobe that I will wear? Because right now it's just tops, and I got tops for days, man. I can keep going. I ordered a bunch of yarn for tops. So I really want to get back to my dream wardrobe and start building towards that. Because what else am I doing here? I have no idea. So if I'm knitting less, what am I going to be doing? Well, I'm glad you asked. I would like to sew more. I would like to do some quilting. I would also like to make some bags. Sew bags for knitting bags, because that's also stuff I want to offer in the shop. I would also like to make accessories like stitch markers and other things that are my style. I want to be making stuff like that. So yes, I would like to do stuff that is knitting adjacent, but won't get talked about on here. So that leaves me with something else. Will I be recording less? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. It's a good possibility. Or these weekly things will get way shorter and won't have these extra things in them. I don't think I'm going to continue a dye project. It might just be whenever I dye something, it'll be a surprise. I think I'm going to stop the scheduling of the dye projects. Just because it's not helping me with my wardrobe, and that I want to focus on what I call my dream wardrobe. That's what I want to focus on. So it's going to be quite a big change around here, I think. I'm burnt out, and there are other interests that I want to spend more time with. I mean, I still want to knit some every day, but I don't want it to be my all day. I'd like to schedule some sewing time. I'd like to schedule let's make some stitch markers. Let's do this, let's do that. I want to look forward with my personal wardrobe and also my store, and re-envision what I want to bring and stuff like that. So I don't want to knit just for knit's sake, just for content. That I'm like, what did I make last month? Oh, my MCAL. So that doesn't count because that was fun. I will do the MCAL next year, I think. So that will be fun. I'm just not sure if I'm going to record every week. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of these proposed changes, if you've gotten this far and you're listening. I know I have 2 repeat viewers. Thanks for sticking around. Okay, said that. So, for knitting goals, I would like to knit a sweater. I've been trying to knit a sweater for a year, so I want to knit a sweater. I think I'm going to start with the Harvest sweater. Is that a Tin Can Knits one? I think it is. I think I want to start with that sweater. I would like to take my DK weight tops and work out the sport weight top. That is also something I really, really want to do. I still would like to do some dye projects, but I'm gonna sit down before the end of the year and see what I can schedule. Like if I can come up with 12 dye projects that I want to do, if I can come up with at least 10 that I want to do, that would be, with a specific, because the problem is not only does it have to be a dye project, it has to be something that's going to go into my wardrobe. And as you guys know, I prefer black. I want everything I wear to be black. That's just how it is. And I feel like that's boring. I can't have dye projects that's just me dyeing stuff black, because that's all I would do, honestly. And plus, I feel at this point, Rebecca's out there, you don't need me. I think if I come up with any new technique, if I dye up anything, I will of course do a video. I will of course do an episode on whatever I did, but I don't think it's going to be a monthly. I think I'm going to do away with the monthly schedule and just do like more of a journal thing than what I've been doing, because it's just taking up too much of my time and I want to do other things. Add to my wardrobe in a meaningful way. There also is, we're also launching something, I'm hoping soon by the end of the year, that is going to take up a ton of my time. So I don't know what I will have time for outside of that. And that has to be a priority. And like actual work, where I will have to wake up and do things every day. And I think I don't want knitting to be the focus of my world right now. I just don't think that's what the next couple years have. Maybe after we've moved and we've settled back down, but I feel like my life is in such a state of uncertainty that, and there's so much work that we need to do to move forward that I cannot, what's the word? I can't give it the attention that it needs to continue this way. It's not to say I won't be able to come back there after we've moved and everything's okay, but I feel like since I stopped fostering, I have so much freedom. And I'm like, I don't want to do this crap anymore. Like, there's just stuff I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to do there's some stuff I just don't want to do anymore. Like, I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to do 4 projects a month anymore. I'll go for 2. Which would be something at nighttime, something during the day that I can focus on, and something at nighttime. So I'll still do tops. I got a lot of yarn coming in for tops. I still want to do the make-along. I could probably even do more make-alongs. The problem is I never have enough notice, but I think that might be changing soon. So I am going to rework how this channel is structured and how I do, how I structure, every month is structured with specific episodes, and I'm going to get rid of all that. We're going to switch everything. So I am not so boxed in and rigid in what I'm doing. So it's going to be less scheduled, less planned. Well, it's still planned, but it won't be the way it is now. It won't be as content heavy. There'll be less stuff, shorter episodes. I still might do them week to week or every other week. I don't know. It's going to depend what I have for you. And if you're going to want to see any of the other stuff I'm working on, if I even have time to do episodes, if we've hit a stride and we're like working through and, getting a basement cleaned out or getting a garage cleaned out, and I'm supposed to record today. I'm not. I'll skip to get out of here. So I don't know what the next year is going to be like. It's kind of scary to not know, but I'm kind of just want to go with how I feel and see what happens. And who knows? But I hope you will stick around with me. I hope, I don't have a huge following. I don't have much of a following. I don't have many people that interact with me, which is fine. It's just that this obviously what I'm doing isn't working, and I'm burning myself out then for no reason. So I feel like I need to take a step back and reevaluate everything and figure out what I want to do. And I might do like a more diary style. Like I've said when I started, Heather and Hobbs was a big inspiration for me. I love how she does her stuff, how she, it's very low key, and that's how I want to be on this journey. So that is my goal, is to tone it down, do less, enjoy myself more, and so it's manageable and we can get this house on the market, we can move, and I'm not working till 4 a.m. trying to get stuff done when, like I said, all my deadlines are self-imposed, so that seems kind of dumb to do. It's unnecessary. So those are my thoughts. Do you have thoughts? Do you have suggestions? Anything? Do you think I could do, should I go in a different direction? Should I do something else? Like what? If you have any thoughts, I would really, really love to hear them, because you guys are my audience, so I'd like to bring you what you want. Otherwise, what are all of us doing here? I don't know. Would you rather, more cats? I can do more cats. Anyway, I'm really tired today, you guys. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow that I think I need to mentally prepare for. So I'm going to get in there. I'm going to take this Abrazo apart and see what I'm going to do. And oh no, don't take it apart yet. I got to put it on and make some notes first and then do that. Next week is planning December. So this will be the last month of our normal format. We'll keep that till January. Who knows what's going to happen in January? I don't know. Because our first January episode should be January Dye Project, and we're not doing that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm also kind of scared because I don't do well with this kind of thing. Yeah, so I guess we'll see what happens. Who knows? Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.